After losing everything in the city, Olivia returns to her family farm. Facing hardship and doubt, she discovers strength, hope, and the true meaning of home. Olivia Harper stood at the edge of the winding road leading to her family's old farmstead in Vermont. The city life she once knew had crumbled beneath her feet, leaving only memories and a desperate hope to start over. The crisp country air was a stark contrast to the concrete and noise of Boston, yet it carried a strange comfort. Though the farmhouse looked worn and weathered, it whispered promises of new beginnings. Olivia's heart beat with cautious optimism as she stepped toward a future uncertain but full of potential. The first days on the farm were grueling in ways Olivia hadn't expected. Her hands, used to typing on a keyboard, now blistered from tilling soil and handling stubborn tools. Each task felt like a mountain, from clearing overgrown weeds to learning the delicate art of planting seeds. The silence of the fields was sometimes deafening, but in it she found moments to reflect. With every failure, she grew a little more determined, refusing to let the land defeat her spirit. But she was far from alone. Ben Carter, the grizzled neighbor with a calm smile and years of farming wisdom, became her unexpected guide. Patiently, he showed Olivia how to read the weather, tend to crops, and respect the rhythms of the earth. His quiet encouragement became a steady anchor through stormy days. Slowly, the farm began to feel less like a stranger and more like home, as lessons in resilience unfolded beneath Vermont's wide-open skies. At her side, Olivia's younger sister Rachel arrived like a fresh breeze. Full of energy and new ideas, Rachel brought hope and laughter to the quiet farm. She helped organize the work, encouraged Olivia to keep going, and reminded her that she wasn't carrying this burden alone. Together, the sisters forged a bond stronger than the challenges before them, weaving family and hope into the very soil they cultivated. The farm was becoming a place not just of survival, but of rebirth. Seasons shifted as Olivia and Rachel settled into the rhythm of farm life, learning to listen to the land's subtle cues. The sun rose and set with steady predictability, guiding their daily tasks with quiet assurance. With Ben's steady hand and the sisters' growing confidence, the field slowly transformed from neglected earth into hopeful green shoots. Each new sprout was a small victory, a testament to persistence and patience that the farm was alive once more. Yet, the journey was far from easy. Olivia faced moments of doubt, especially when storms threatened to undo weeks of hard work. Dark clouds would gather suddenly, winds would howl, and she'd find herself standing in the rain, feeling utterly powerless. But those trials also taught her humility and respect for forces beyond human control. The land demanded not just labor, but understanding, a balance between courage and surrender. Community became a lifeline in this rural world. Neighbors who once seemed distant showed up with tools, advice, and warm smiles. The local farmers shared stories and solutions, turning Olivia's struggle into a shared mission. This sense of togetherness rekindled her hope, reinforcing that life on the farm wasn't just about one person's fight, but about collective strength. Bonds were formed over shared sweat and the promise of harvest to come. When spring arrived in full bloom, optimism soared. The farm was bursting with promise, but then disaster struck. An unexpected pest infestation threatened to destroy everything. Olivia felt her heart sink as she saw the damage spreading. For a moment, the hard-earned progress seemed about to unravel. It was a test like no other, one that would challenge every lesson she'd learned and force her to lean on others in ways she never anticipated. The pest invasion swept through the fields like a shadow, relentless and cruel. Olivia watched helplessly as leaves wilted and crops withered under the attack. Her hands trembled, torn between panic and determination to save the farm. No amount of reading or trial seemed to stop the spread. It was a harsh reminder that nature could be both nurturing and unforgiving, testing her resolve in the rawest way possible. But then, the community rallied around her like never before. Neighbors arrived with homemade remedies, tools, and unwavering support. Men and women who had walked this land for decades shared their wisdom, pooling knowledge to combat the infestation. They worked side by side under the hot sun, laughter mingling with sweat, reminding Olivia that she wasn't alone. In those moments, the true spirit of the countryside shone brightest, a powerful blend of generosity and grit. Rachel proved herself invaluable, organizing efforts and lifting spirits when doubt crept in. Her optimism was a beacon, urging Olivia to keep fighting. Together, they discovered natural solutions, tested new ideas, and adjusted their plans daily. The farm, once threatened with ruin, slowly began to breathe again. Each healed leaf was a victory, every growing shoot a promise that life would endure despite adversity. Through this struggle, Olivia found a deeper connection to the earth and those around her. The farm was no longer just a piece of land or a family legacy. It was a living community, a testament to resilience and hope. And as the seasons turned, she realized that her journey had transformed her as much as the field she tended. The road ahead was still long, but now it was one she would walk with courage and faith. As summer warmed the earth, Olivia's confidence blossomed alongside her crops. The farm was beginning to yield fruits of her labor, but the challenges of rural life kept her grounded. Early mornings and long days demanded stamina she hadn't known she possessed. Still, the quiet moments, watching golden fields sway under the sun or hearing birds sing at dawn, filled her with a peaceful strength. Life here was hard, yet deeply rewarding. One afternoon, while tending the vegetable patch, Olivia uncovered an old, weathered journal buried beneath the soil near the barn. Its pages, yellowed and fragile, held stories of her ancestors' struggles and triumphs on this very land. Reading those words, she felt an unbreakable link to generations before her, a legacy of perseverance and love for the earth. The journal became a guiding light, inspiring her to carry forward their spirit. But not all was calm in the quiet town of Maplewood. Rumors of a developer eyeing local farmland threatened to shatter the community's way of life. Olivia found herself torn between fighting to preserve the land and facing the harsh realities of change. The thought of losing the farm she had rebuilt from scratch stirred a fire within her, a fierce determination to protect the home and future she and her family had worked so hard for. In the midst of these tensions, Olivia's relationships deepened with Ben, whose steady presence had become a source of comfort, and with Rachel, whose unwavering support was a reminder of family's power. Together, they prepared not only for harvest, but for a fight that would test their unity and resilience. The farm had grown into more than soil and crops. It was now a symbol of hope, courage, and the enduring spirit of rural life. The fight to save the farm brought the community closer than ever before. Meetings were held in the old town hall, voices raised but hearts united. Olivia stood at the forefront, sharing her story and rallying support. The people of Maplewood knew the land wasn't just property, it was their heritage, their lifeblood. Together, they crafted petitions, planned peaceful protests, and sought legal advice, turning hope into action with fierce determination. Amid the struggle, Olivia found unexpected strength within herself. The woman who once doubted her ability to farm was now a leader, a beacon of resilience. She faced setbacks, legal threats, financial strain, but each obstacle only fueled her resolve. Her connection to the earth and the people around her deepened, showing her that success wasn't measured solely by harvests, but by the spirit to keep going, no matter the odds. One evening, under a sky painted with stars, Olivia and Ben shared stories by the fire. Their bond had grown from shared work to quiet understanding, each finding solace in the other's company. It was a rare moment of peace amid chaos, reminding Olivia that no journey was meant to be walked alone. In Ben's steady presence, she discovered a new kind of hope, one rooted in friendship and trust. But just as victory seemed within reach, a sudden storm threatened to undo months of hard work. Fierce winds and relentless rain battered the fields, testing the farm's endurance yet again. Olivia watched helplessly as the crops bent and broke, feeling the weight of uncertainty settle heavy on her shoulders. Yet even in the darkest hours, the flame of hope flickered strong, because this was her home, and she would never give up on it. The storm passed, leaving the farm battered but not broken. Olivia surveyed the damage at dawn, her heart heavy but her spirit unyielding. Together with Rachel, Ben, and the neighbors, she rolled up her sleeves once more, determined to rebuild. Each repaired fence and replanted row was a testament to their resilience, a promise that the land and its people would endure beyond any storm. In the weeks that followed, the farm slowly came back to life. New shoots pushed through the softened soil, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of renewal. Olivia's hard work blossomed into a harvest richer than she had dared to hope for. More than crops, she had cultivated a life rooted in courage, community, and unwavering hope, a true home reclaimed. Looking out over the fields as the sun set, Olivia felt a deep gratitude for the journey she had endured. The farm had transformed her from a woman overwhelmed by loss to one empowered by connection and purpose. She understood now that the land was more than soil. It was a living story of survival and love, written by every hand that tended it. Her heart full, Olivia knew this was only the beginning. With family by her side and a community behind her, she was ready to face whatever came next. The farm was no longer just a place to live. It was a symbol of all she had overcome and all she still hoped to become. Thank you for joining Olivia's journey of hope and resilience. If you enjoyed the story, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss a new tale. Your support helps keep these stories alive. See you in the next video.